Like,
Okay.
hey, yo, what's up? I would
What's
say Jersey
up?
City fam now, but officially moved into Moncton, so
He's
New
officially
Brunswick.
a he's officially a New Brunswick man. So we gotta shout out to our Moncton City fam. Where yeah,
Everybody on the
Moncton.
Atlantic coast, yo.
Exactly.
Like and subscribe.
Exactly. It's a true East Side thing now. A
Hold it
true,
down, hold
true
it
East Side thing.
down.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo.
So yeah. So again, welcome to another podcast. It's your boy Josh.
Your boy Denver.
We're coming to you live again. My boy is out in New Brunswick. I'm here still in Durham representing the city, so you already know. But we even though no matter how far we are apart, bro, we still gonna get this cracking. We're still gonna get the episodes out to you guys. We didn't really make any predictions. As you know, we usually try to get our podcast out before Sunday night football. But we can definitely give you guys a good recap and give our predictions for Monday Night Football. There's been a lot going on within the NFL. There's been a lot going on within the NBA. So, yeah, man, we can get into it, bro. We can get into it.
Yeah, let's start by a recap. Start by, as usual, I like how we did last podcast where we talked about the biggest stories first, and then we got into the recaps.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah, and so talked about last week, but I think the biggest story is, one of the biggest stories is OBJ heading to the Rams.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I swear I predicted it. I don't know if I said it on the last podcast, but I was like, he feels like
I
he's
think
like
you did.
yeah,
I
he's like
think you did.
yeah.
Because I swear, like one of your favorites you were saying is like, yo, he needs to go to a pass happy team, and you kept mentioning LA, but I was thinking, according to sources, he was going to go to like Green Bay or something. But you were ultimately right in the end, bro. That was all you.
Yeah, because to be honest, he's more of a Hollywood guy. I mean, he's an LA guy. I think he's out there a lot in the off season, and yeah, I mean, in terms of like fit wise, like him getting the ball, they have a lot of weapons. But Robert Woods is out for the year. I believe toward
Yeah,
ACL. So
yeah.
that opens up a spot for him. Everyone's saying he's just replacing Deshaun Jackson, but nah, he's actually replacing Deshaun Jackson and Robert Woods' production. So yeah, I think he fits in perfectly now. He might get the ball more now since Woods is out for the year. So I think it's a good fit. Like Matthew Stafford, he's a pass happy offense. Sean McVay. Very interesting how they're gonna use him tonight versus the 49ers. They said they might be on punt returns and kick returns. We haven't seen this his rookie year with the Giants.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
Why hasn't he done returns in the last like 5-6 years? Like,
I guess sometimes when you get to that elite receiver status, you like your other tasks on the field are I guess minimized. Like, when you become an established receiver, you don't really see those players doing punt return or kick return and stuff like that. But it's going to be nice to see him though, for sure. Man, the signing couldn't have come at a better moment for Odell. If you think about it, it's almost like the Rams had an idea that Robert Woods is going to get, I don't know if he was like a little nicked up this season or something like that, but they knew, like, it's so convenient that the moment you lose Robert Woods, you already have Odell to fall upon. I mean, Cooper Kupp and Odell, man, that's going to be a scary situation, man. And that's going to be a crazy wide receiver duo, man.
yeah.
I'm very excited to see how they utilize him in tonight's game. Yeah, it's just going to be exciting, man. And I mean, I know Odell hasn't really had that much time. Hopefully they can drop some plays for him that, they may have practiced. I don't know how much Odell has really, learned the playbook, but I want to see him get some touches, man. I want to see him get some touches. You already know Cooper Kupp is going to make some noise. You know, let's see. I can't wait to see, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely excited as well. Like the post started off by giving him a few screens, just get the ball in his hands. It's been a while since he gave him the ball like that. But
Yeah,
screens, slants, quick routes, just get him comfortable. Easy routes, like he already doesn't know the playbook. Like as you know, like an NFL playbook is pretty thick, especially like midway through the season. So he definitely has to have time to catch up. But yeah, I'm very excited to see him play today. Yeah, it's gonna be a while since he's been this excited since like his New York days of
Yeah.
him making plays. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big things are going in for the LA Rams, man. They're making a push to for the Super Bowl for sure. I mean, the moves that they're making. Again, they signed Von Miller the other day. Von Miller and the Rams were recruiting Odell when they knew the situation was going in with the Browns, and they got Odell. Again, they're just making moves, man, and making the right moves. Again, it all started with Matthew Stafford too. So I mean, they just move after move after move. It's Super Bowl or bust this year for them, for sure.
Yeah, definitely one of the favorites for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was again, big news there. I'm trying to think of any other things that have happened as of recent. Yes, that's right. Yeah,
No.
of course, of course, of course. How could I forget that? My dude Cameron Newton. Yes,
Cam
that's
Newton.
right. That's right. That's right. Mr. Superman himself. Man
I'm
got signed
back.
by. Yep, that's right. I'm back. Man took off his helmet and everything. Just I'm back. Yo, shout out to that man. I'm so happy for that dude getting signed by his his original team that he got drafted by, Carolina Panthers. In the first game, because they signed him so close to their game this week. He didn't get that much plays, but the plays that he did get in for, he showed that spark. It was they did a lot of they had a dual quarterback system with him and PJ Walker. PJ Walker would be in for a couple plays, Cameron Newton come in for a couple, third down plays. Cam Newton got in, on a couple goal line plays, scored 2 touchdowns in his return. I mean, it's a wonderful story, man. Wonderful story. And I'm just happy to see him. And, Cam Newton's eventually going to get back into the thick of things, and he's going to be that starting quarterback. And Carolina could be scary themselves. I mean, you see the way they did against Arizona. Arizona's top team, even though they didn't have Kyler Murray. I mean, that defense is nothing to play with. So get Cam Newton as the starting quarterback, man. Shoot. Yeah. Against some NFL defenses, it's gonna be scary, bro. It's gonna be scary.
Yeah, I was excited too. Like, I wasn't sure if he was gonna play or not. I know he was like active for the game, but they used him like perfectly. Like red zone offense, like I think in history NFL is one of the best red zone quarterbacks of all time. So like that's a back of my mind that nobody wanted him. Like, you have this guy in the red zone, high chance you're gonna find a way to get the ball in the end zone, whether it's running or passing. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, you treat him like a running back in the red zone. He's that big, still has speed and good mobility. Like that first play got in the game, I was like, oh man, read option. I seen the guy had the angle in him, didn't matter. Stiff armed him, went around him.
Right, just put him into the ground. Like that stiff arm was deadly. I'm like, yo, Cam is really unstoppable in the red zone.
For real, like, and I think PJ Walker might start next week just because, like you said, like the playbook's so big. They don't want to give him too much to handle too quick. But I think next week he'll play more. Like I said again, they're using the red zone, run and pass, and so yeah, very exciting. First 2 plays, 2 touchdowns, like great. Like you can't script that.
Perfect storybook. Like it's a really a perfect storyline, man. You only see that type of stuff in movies, bro. Like real talk. Shout out to Cam Newton, man.
Yeah, he was balling out. Like, so excited. Like, I don't know who they play next week, but I'm definitely gonna be watching that game. He brings that it factor, that excitement factor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no shade on Sam Darnold, no shade on PJ Walker, but it's just a different vibe in the game. Like, it's more exciting. It's more, what's he gonna do next? Type play. And so, yeah, I haven't had that feeling since he was in Carolina. Like with the Patriots, like I felt like they kind of like it was too like that whole like culture is just like it's super strict and like I didn't really see that outside of Cam with New England, but you saw with Carolina, like you said, he was helmet off, he yelled, "I'm back!" Like it was a way different Cam Newton. Like
yeah, yeah, it's like yeah, exactly. He's like he's allowed to be himself more. Patriots
Exactly.
is, everyone is kind of on an equal level playing field. No one is greater than the team. But with Cam, I mean, Cam was just a natural superstar. So that he's allowed to be that in Carolina. And again, it's exciting, man. And Carolina football is back, bro. Sam Darnold. I mean, I know you're trying to say no shade to Sam Darnold, but man, he was not playing well. So I'm a put a little shade on him for you.
Yeah, like I
He
don't know,
wasn't
like
playing well. He
I
wasn't
thought like
playing well.
I thought a new fresh start would help him. But I think I don't know if it's like reading the field or like he just likes to. He's like I say, he's a gunslinger, but like the interceptions, it's like holding on to the ball too much, taking sacks. It's like even if you have a lot of weapons, like he's still gonna throw picks. So it's like I think that's just a style of play. I think he has to be on a team where it has just so many weapons that no matter how much picks he throws, they're gonna win. Like they have a good running game, a good defense. Like he needs like everything around him to be really good, which sucks because I think he's not that bad of a quarterback.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it's those years in New York, man. It didn't do him too good, and then I guess he carried over a little bit of that bad luck from the New York Jets to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, he was looking decent in the beginning, and then it's just he's been on a steady decline. After the signing of Cam Newton, man, I can only really see Cam Newton taking over this squad. Eventually, it's going to be his team again. And Sam Darnold's going to find his way on the bench, man, and he's going to be a pretty good backup quarterback. That's decent in this league, man. That's decent in this league.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, they're paying him a lot of money. They're still paying Teddy Bridgewater, paying Sam Darnold, paying Cam Newton, PJ Walker. They're paying. They're like 4 quarterbacks. They're paying. Like it's pretty crazy.
jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Cam. Excited for him to ball out again next week. Super excited. It's like redemption. So
Definitely.
crazy.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a couple games that had just occurred, over this Sunday. Patriots Browns is a pretty good game. I don't know if you got to watch that one. You know, New England Patriots, man, I'm telling you, Mac Jones, that dude, he's actually the real deal. Again, I mentioned him as Bill Belichick's son. That man is just the perfect dude for the system, bro. He really displayed, his talent, his game managing skills, through a couple, great touchdowns to his receivers. They just overall dominated against the Browns, man. And I don't want to shit on the Browns, but damn, they like I always knew they wasn't gonna be like Baker thought he was gonna be nice, after the departure of Odell. There he's probably thinking, hey, no more distraction. Let me play my game because he thinks he's as nice as the elite quarterbacks that are out there within the league. He's really not that nice, man. Played a terrible game. They only scored 7 points with it was 45-7. Baker threw a couple interceptions as well, man. Not a good game. Case Keenum had to come in a little bit too. I don't know if it was because Baker got hurt, but yeah, just not a good game by the Browns at all, man. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think what it shows is like, I think I mentioned as well last week is when Brady left and he won a Super Bowl last year, everyone's like, oh, it's all Brady. I think it was more like 50-50, meaning like, you need a great player and a great coach. So this year is showing, how great of a coach Bill Belichick is. Like they have a rookie QB. Yeah, they have a veteran defensive squad, a veteran team, but he's a rookie QB. They able to play that well. Yeah, he's gonna be hot and cold, but I mean, he's only a rookie, so he's like I said, game managing the game well. Threw for 198 yards with 3 touchdowns, clean game, made some nice throws, like you said. So yeah, they're 6-4. So who would have thought the Patriots with Mac Jones be 6-4? I thought they were going to be like a bottom feeder team, to be honest. But yeah, doing a great job coaching them up, and yeah, he's gonna be a good player. Like, I'm not going to say he's going to be the best rookie so far because between him, Justin Fields,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, he's definitely playing the best out of all of them. You could say that. Most potential, I still feel like it's Justin Fields right now, based on how they're playing. But yeah, Mac Jones played really well. The Browns, like you mentioned, they're going to be a hot and cold team as well. Meaning, like I said, last week they played really well, and this week they got blown out. It's like everyone loves Baker last week. This week, everyone wants Baker to get traded. So it's like, man, they need to find their identity. Like what type of team they're going to be. Like they're 5-5, so it's crucial. Got them at the playoffs, right? And so especially with a lot of the players that they have, like they're pretty. You say like, yeah, they have injuries, but they're a pretty like deep team. So yeah, like I thought they were gonna be a lot better this year. But yeah, like Baker's just, I don't know, man. Like I feel like like he's gonna be like he said, like he's an average QB, like
average.
Some games gonna play well, but like I don't expect that type of play to do that the entire season. And so yeah, he has yet to really impress me in terms of a long stretch of games. Yeah, next week he might throw for 300 yards and 3 TDs, and he shuts the haters up. And the week after, he'll throw like 3 picks. So it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, I don't know what to say about him, but I mean, I want to wait and see until I get the whole season's done to give like my opinion on, Baker Mayfield like going forward to see like if he has like if I think he's gonna have like a bright future in Cleveland.
Yeah, I guess we'll give it some time, but I mean, again, they're at 500. They have hopes of being a playoff team. Again, the last season, they exceeded the expectations. They proved to be a top team within the AFC. So it's just, again, this decline, man, it's not looking too good. And if there's anyone I'm gonna blame it on, I'm gonna blame it on Baker, man, because you're supposed to be this elite quarterback. Again, first round draft pick, not just a first overall pick within his draft. Again, supposed to be the Cleveland Browns savior, and you are proving to be average, right? Not elite, right? You know what I'm saying? So, bruh, like I don't know how Cleveland gonna be looking, man. If you need Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb to succeed, bro, then like you're not that guy. Like Case Keenum could be fine starting with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt healthy, and they win games. So what does that show? Like, how does that put you? If you're Baker Field, how do you show that you contribute? You know what I'm saying? Like you just like how like I don't know, man. This guy he's not it, bro. He's not it. I don't have no faith in that man. And again, I'm just glad that Odell's out of that situation.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely like, they have like, I think it's the curse of the QBs in Cleveland. Every time you think they have a good QB, like they don't.
Yeah.
They're just cursed, man.
Them too, right? There's just certain teams in the league that are just cursed forever. Crazy.
What other game was surprising? The Thursday night game, Ravens got they can
the Ravens and the Dolphins, yeah. I believe in that game, Dolphins defense just really showed up against Lamar Jackson. They had a lot of pressure on third down to stop Lamar in his conversions. Basically big plays made by like Xavier Howard. Man, just Lamar Jackson really couldn't do too much, and the offense for the Dolphins was rolling a little bit. It was a strange sequence of events, though. because the game started off with their backup. What's his name again?
Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett, and he was playing okay, managing the game. Apparently, he went out hurt at some point within the game. They put Tua back in the game. Apparently, he was recovering from like a thumb injury or something like that. So Tua wasn't even really 100% himself, but they put him in the game. Apparently, Jacoby, though, was kind of angry at the decision because although he was taken out the game due to his injury, he felt like he was okay to go back in, but they just decided to stick with Tua. Yeah, and Tua closed out the game. I mean, he didn't play that well. I mean, he was like only 8 for 13, 158 yards, but it was enough to close out the game, bring the game home. Yeah, just again, that game is just attributed to Miami's defense, and just stopping Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it's these prices. Usually, like Lamar's from Florida, so usually he comes home and he balls out on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really surprising him. Like, shout out to the Dolphins defense. They played a great game, had a great game plan. Like you said, like they're not gonna make the playoffs for 3-7, but I mean, that was a confidence game. Like I said, um, like I saw that sequence too when Brissett was hurt, and then he tried to run back on the field, and the coach was going crazy, like, no, I want Tua back in the game. And so yeah, that was pretty crazy. So yeah, Tua still hasn't really. I know he's hurt, but he hasn't really like shown me glimpses as much as like Mac Jones, Justin Fields. I know he's hurt, but like I want to see him like have a really good game. Like I know he had maybe another decent game like earlier this year, but I want to see him like start the next game and have a really good game and like take control of the team because like they're not gonna make the playoffs, but I mean like they were looking at Deshaun Watson this year, so I mean like are they sold? Are they not sold? Like I'm confused. So I need to see more from Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out. That was a big upset last
Yeah,
week.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, you know, Tua just needs to get over that injury bug, man. He's really portrayed himself as an injury-prone quarterback early in his career. Main thing again, the most important thing in the NFL is availability. And that's how you show your display your talent. That's how you do, progress within the league. So if Tua can just, like have like if he can just be on the field, bruh, like I'm sure he'll develop into what he's supposed to, and um but yeah, just due to again him being injured and whatnot, um and again it was a hand injury, so it wasn't too much that he could have done last night. Hopefully next week, or if he is a little bit more healed up, hopefully he can display a little bit more. um yeah, Dolphins are just in a weird place. I mean, they're 3-7, man. Like
Yeah,
again, they were on the verge of being a playoff team, and now they're 3-7 this year. So
yeah,
yeah,
makes no
how do
sense.
you? It's like yeah, how do you move forward from here now? Like
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, not saying they're tanking, but if they keep, depending on how they finish up the season, they'll have a high draft pick. They can use that not on the QB, but they can use that on like some other skilled players that can, whether on defense or offense, more weapons for Tua, to help build up the team.
Yeah, for sure.
That's,
And Miami's defense, they just need to play consistent too. Like the way that they play against Lamar, they need to play like that regularly because
yeah,
they could definitely be like like their record would definitely be the opposite if they were playing well throughout this season.
yeah,
At least I feel personally. A lot of games came down to defense this year.
yeah. They're gonna be. They think they're like I said, defense keep playing well. They're gonna be a good team next year.
Yeah.
So the next upset, we talk about Bucks, Washington.
Yeah.
Jesus, like I mean, like
Crazy.
Washington's like what 3-6, bro. They're not like in the playoffs either. Like I mean, you never know. They can go on a run, but like that was a pretty surprising result as well. Tampa Bay, you know, last year too, like in the middle of the season, they started to struggle, and then they caught hot at the end of the season. So yeah, Brady was pretty upset. I see like, and they said in the press conference like he didn't answer any questions, just wanted to get out of there as soon as possible because they know they're not, not playing well. Can't really pinpoint why. Their defense to me has been giving up a lot of points this year. It's kind of weird. Like Todd Bowles, he has a great defense. They're still a great defensive team, but they're just giving up way too much points this year. Like I just don't get it. Like, yeah, that was an upset, big upset.
Yeah, definitely. But honestly, I mean, a good percentage of that loss has to be on Tom Brady's hands. I mean, he threw 2 touchdowns but 2 interceptions. Those are certain key turnovers that helped Washington in getting that W. Man, it's just I don't know what it is, but yeah, they're struggling a little bit. I mean, they only have 3 losses on the season, but those losses have been struggles. And those losses haven't been against one of these losses against Washington, right? They haven't been against the best of teams. They lost against the Saints, right? There's certain games that they should have won that they just didn't. Man, just yeah, not it's confusing. We'll see how they bounce back. But yeah, Washington really showed a little spark there. Taylor Heineke played a solid game. And again, he's a real underdog, man. Ain't nobody really expects too much from him, but there's certain games, especially against Tampa Bay, that he shocks you because again, it was this game that shocks you, and they also played Tampa Bay last year within the playoffs. That's where Taylor Heineke got on the map. When he was forced to play in that game, and actually it was a pretty good duel between him, Tom Brady, that last year. So yeah, I mean, this man really showed up. Seems like he has a little chip on his shoulder when it comes to playing against Tampa Bay, and he definitely proves himself whenever he faces these guys. Yeah, defense, man. I don't know really what to say pertaining to. I mean, like they had, I believe, to close out the game, they had like a 19 play drive.
Yeah.
Like that, where they just ran the clock out. Like defense, man, I don't know if it was attrition or, I mean, of course, to be being on the field for 19 plays straight, I'm sure you get tired, but they need to, stand up, from early to make sure that, like you can't be staying on the field for that long, bro. Yeah, man, defense needs to work on things. Tom Brady needs to work on things, man. Make sure that he's on point, and that's the only way they get things turned around and how they eventually get the W. But yeah,
Tom Brady did look like he was like he actually looked his age.
yeah, exactly.
Like in that game, and yeah, like I want to see how he plays the rest of the season because I mean I'm not saying he's slowing down, but I mean last year was the same thing. Everyone was like, he's slowing down, and then he caught hot towards the end of the season. So could be the same situation where he's just struggling a little bit. See how he plays the next few games, but like I said, they lost to the Saints, now to the Washington football team. It's like these are teams they're supposed to beat. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're struggling a little bit. Gronk is still out, I believe. I didn't see him too much last game. I just saw Cameron Brate and OJ Howard. So I think Gronk is like a big piece of offense that like once he's back, I think like Tom Brady will get more comfortable in terms of pass selection, things like that. So I think they are missing a few key players in the team, but like they should still be the team like Washington. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you're right. Taylor Heineke does always play well against Tampa Bay. I guess it's that defense. I guess he's comfortable with the way that, the scheme that they run. He's able to like pick him apart every time he play. But yeah, he's a QB too. Like he's like a glorified backup. Like I mean, like he's gonna play. He's gonna have games where he plays really well. But like I said, like I think I picked him a few times as well. During our predictions, I know like one game he could just get hot and go crazy. And so yeah, That was a surprise upset.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Buccaneers need to do much better. Um, Another interesting game was the Vikings and the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, close game between them. Vikings won 27-20. Um, really didn't think that Chargers would let go of another one, but somehow they lost this game. Um, Man, Justin Herbert, man, he really has his bright moments, but in this game it wasn't so bright. 20 for 34, 195 yards, one touchdown, one interception. A very average game. Um, Kirk Cousins actually played pretty good in this game. Threw for two touchdowns, 294 yards. I mean, really decent game. Um, yeah, it was enough to beat the Chargers, man. It's just, again, it's strange to me, that the Chargers can be like, they're another team that can really get hot and cold, man. They just, a lot of these AFC teams I'm noticing, like, I mean, it's them, the Chiefs, like, Browns, they're hot and cold, bro. It's just like there's no steady, like, only people that I see that are really steady, like that stay consistent seems is Tennessee, Buffalo's doing nice. Like those teams in the AFC, like it's just like you can count on them for sure to bring games out. These other teams, I don't know what's going on, but literally it's a toss up when they get on the field, man. It's a toss up. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think like
interesting.
yeah, like Buffalo and Tennessee, the only two teams that are like really on a roll right now, playing really well. Like you said, there's a lot of middle of the pack teams. Like you said, the Ravens, middle of the pack right now. Like, they're another 6-3, but like they've been playing like not dominant as well as the Titans or the
Mhm.
Browns, the Browns, the Raiders. There's a lot of teams that you say that are middle of the pack teams that aren't playing very well. Week to week. Chargers are one of those teams where they start off season hot and was like, oh, Justin Herbert for MVP. Now he's playing kind of average right now. Maybe it's a sophomore slump. You don't know his stats. Like he put up a lot of big stats last year. This year, not so much. The Vikings, like I said, they're also like a middle of the pack team. Like Kirk Cousins, like I said, he's been having a good year, a very underrated year. As usual, you stack QB. So if you're in fantasy, you always pick Kirk Cousins because
He puts
he
up
might not
stats.
win, but he's gonna put up stats. Whether it's
Yeah.
garbage stats or good stats, he's gonna put up stats. You know what I mean? So he had a pretty good game, almost 300 yards passing, 2 TDs, no interceptions, clean game from him. Yeah, the Chargers, like that's an interesting team. Like, are they gonna be one of those teams that separate themselves from the middle of the pack and start playing well, or are they gonna regress? So yeah, they're 5-4. Like I don't know. This year's a weird year in the AFC, like you said. Um, it's not too many teams that are actually looking like they're gonna win the AFC this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looks like
Yeah.
split between Tennessee and Buffalo. So
Yeah, honestly, those are the two AFC powerhouses right now that, like, I don't, it's really, again, every other team, it's really a toss up. Where compared to the NFC seems a little bit more competitive. Um, just in terms of, I mean, like, I can't see, I don't know who's clear cut in NFC. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
it's
you
more
have,
competitive. The Cardinals, the
like,
Rams.
yeah, the thing is, Cardinals have been losing. Like they have lost this past game. Like, I mean, I don't know when they get Kyler Murray back, but I mean, definitely, um, they could be a standout team for sure. But I'm just like, they have, yeah, there's also the Rams. I mean, Tampa Bay is still in the mix.
Yeah,
Dallas, you can't discount
Dallas
Dallas.
looking real good. Yeah.
Uh, Give me another NFC team. I'm trying to
That's
think
playing
of
decent. Packers are playing good.
Packers too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so there's definitely, I've said, even 49ers, man, can't fully discount the 49ers as well. I mean, they are 3-5, but I feel like they could still make a run. With Jimmy G. Depending on how well they do in this game, I feel against the Rams, we'll see. But yeah,
Yeah, I think it's those four teams, like you said, like the NFC compared to the AFC, they are looking decent. So yeah, the NFC is a lot more competitive. So it's a weird year, especially there's 17 games. So I'm looking at like the records, like it's halfway through the season, but like keep forgetting there's one extra game.
yeah,
Instead of
true,
teams finishing like 8-8, they're gonna be like 9-8 or something. Yeah, it's pretty
true. So
crazy.
like just
I don't,
about five.
I don't know if you saw the news, but they're thinking of adding like they said they want to add four more teams, expand, and they want to make an 18 game schedule. So like add four expansion teams and like add an extra game. And they even said
Wow,
like one of those like demographics, one of those like teams they want to add is a team in Toronto. I was like, really?
really?
I was like, we have, but like Buffalo's so close, and like when the Buffalo Bills were playing in Toronto, they weren't getting a lot of fans. So it's like, like interesting. Like they're gonna make four more teams. Like I'm not sure about
Okay,
that yet.
yeah. I mean, yeah, very interesting. I don't think Toronto would be a hot place for a team, man. I mean, if you
I'll still go
see
to
how,
games.
huh?
Like if Toronto had a team, like, I'll still go to the games. But like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
for sure, for
know.
sure. I'd support, but we don't know about the rest of Toronto though.
Yeah,
Like,
too
that's
many
the thing.
teams. Yeah, Maple Leafs,
Yeah,
Raptors.
yeah, we have
Nah,
a lot of teams to support. I mean, we even like, I mean, we hardly even support our own like CFL like
exactly.
Toronto Argos team. Like, so I don't know if the NFL is gonna fare any better. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, uh, yeah, I don't feel like Toronto would be the destination for an expansion team, unfortunately. Even though it would be like, if I'm being selfish, it would be nice, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking about their pockets, the NFL's pockets, even though they probably already have money, but I mean, just it's not going to be the best situation for them, the best scenario for them. I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like 32 teams is like the perfect amount of team. That's my opinion. I know everyone's saying, oh, there could be a lot more talent that isn't playing, that don't make teams. But I don't know. I just feel like 32 teams is still like the right amount of teams. Um, I don't know. I just feel like if you add like four more teams, the talent might not be as like high as it's not
Prominent.
more spread out.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
yeah, like I don't know. I feel like 32 is the right amount of teams. I think expansion is like I know they're trying to get more money, maybe a team in Toronto, a team in Mexico, and stuff like that, like more markets. But a team in London, they've been talking about a team in London for a while. But
Whoa, a team in London.
yeah, so that's what they want. They want like a team like they want to expand to markets like a team in Mexico, a team in London, a team in Toronto, expand to
You know
different
what?
countries. But yeah,
London actually be a good marketplace still, because if you think about it, the London games that occur within the season, I mean, they always generate a good turnout. Um, who would have known that there's so many fans, so many NFL fans in London, man. They really love football over there. So that could actually be a good location, man. But I mean,
yeah, because I
you
know
have P.
like they're
Oh,
trying to be
sorry.
more global. But yeah, I think the
Yeah,
Jaguars they go down there every year and they get like a lot of fans. Like
they do.
surprisingly, like I thought like they wouldn't get a lot of fans because like soccer or like as they would call it real football is like so big down there that I'm like they're gonna support the NFL, but they do like
They
they love the
do.
game. It's
There's
pretty
just
crazy.
something about like American culture. It really does get spread across the world, man. Like the UK is heavy into American culture, man. They really adapt to, just like the media that's comes from America. Sports that comes from America. Like they're just well in they're just well acclimated within that. So I don't know. I feel like it would be a viable market. It actually makes sense, but Toronto, I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
like the Argos get no fans. The Raptors, believe it or not, like when we weren't good, the Raptors didn't get any fans. So like the Blue
Yeah,
Jays, do they get a lot of fans? Like there's just so much teams. Like
yeah. There's bare teams, but I mean, like with basketball, we'll support our basketball. Like we love basketball, but there's
yeah,
something about football in Toronto. that just don't really mix that well for some reason.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
kind of weird.
they don't care about it as much. They love their hockey though. They
Yeah,
love basketball.
yeah,
Jays is always a good time for them too, but football, they're not gonna get as much love.
yeah, yeah. So what else happened this week as well?
Um, Eagles Broncos is an interesting game.
Oh yeah,
For
Jalen
me too.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts against Teddy Bridgewater. Denver's now 5-5. Philly's 4-6. Both of them are I guess middle of the pack teams now. Um, this win further helps Philly's case in their progression. Jalen Hurts played a pretty good game. He had like 2 touchdowns. Only threw for 178 yards, but I mean, you know, Jalen, he took his shots when he needed to, when they were available to him. There was a nice deep you know throw and connection to Devontae Smith, for a touchdown, and then for the second touchdown, it was also caught by Devontae Smith. So you can see that their connection is brewing. Um, there's a lot of design runs for Jalen Hurts that, again, he's been taken advantage of. They've been utilizing his skills. Um, Jordan Howard, at running back, they've been giving him the ball, so they have been establishing more of a run game with the running backs. Jordan Howard had 12 carries for 83 yards, so they're becoming more of a balanced team. I guess they've learned from the prior games within the season, and I feel like the game plan that they're implementing is more successful for them. So yeah, it's nice to see. Denver, man, they're just, again, they're up and down. They're up and down. Um, it's really, you can never. It's like you never know what's coming with them, man. You never know what's coming with them. And I just say, like, poor Teddy, because like Teddy's not even playing that bad. I know you don't rate him like that, but he's not even playing that bad. Um, it's just, everything else in Denver is just not, it's not conducive to winning, and Teddy's just the product of an unfortunate situation. um and yeah, man, so but
Yeah,
shout out to Philly, man. I'm proud of Philly for that W.
yeah. Like the Broncos, they need their defense to play really well. Like I said, for Teddy to win games, like he said, he's a game manager type of quarterback. Like yeah, he need to for 226 yards. Like no TDs. He didn't throw any interceptions. Like he said, like that's his style. Like he's not gonna make a lot of mistakes. Um, also, like they need to be more successful in the red zone. Like he had no touchdown passes. So yeah, I just feel like they need them to be more like better in the red zone. Like I said, like he's a decent QB. Like I said, like I don't think that game falls on him. Like he had a decent game. It's on their defense. Like their defense is supposed to be a top 5 defense or top 10 defense coming in. With the defensive ends that they had, in terms of Bradley Chubb, Von Miller coming into the season, and now Von Miller's not there, and the defense is not playing that well. So yeah, kind of like one of those teams that where everyone's waiting to be like an underrated team to make the playoffs, but they still might make the playoffs. But I don't give them that much of a shot to go deep in the playoffs just because the way that they're playing, and like I said, they're hot and cold one week. Yeah, like I need like Teddy to be great, like to them to win games. Like he needs to be like
Mhm.
great, bro. He just throw for like
He's
three. He just throw for like 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Like for them to go to that next level, I feel like that's how he has to play. But I know that's not his style. But I feel like until he reaches that level of play, like I don't know if I'm gonna like pick them week in and week out to win games. To be honest.
I feel like what Teddy could benefit from is, just a great offensive mind. Someone that, is just, a much better play caller than the one that they have now, man. Because, a lot of these plays that are being called is just, I mean, I don't think that Teddy is able to convert usually within the red zone or within or on third down because of the calls that are being played. Um,
Hmm.
Also, O line. their O line has some issues as well. You know, if they're able to strengthen themselves, I'm sure Teddy can stay within it. He can have enough time to throw the ball down the field. Again, Teddy's just a product of an unfortunate situation within Denver, and he's just doing the best that he can. I know you see it as him being just not being good enough, and you know he needs to be able to take over a game. But man, it's just, you know, sometimes when you're in a scenario, bro, and it doesn't work out for you, bro, you're not going to be successful, you know, and that's just the way it is within Denver.
Let's play like a little devil's advocate. Do you think he'll be the QB next year for Broncos?
I don't think so, no.
Why do you
Um,
say that? You're so high on it.
I because like Denver is always they're gonna look for a scapegoat. They're either going I feel like they're going to probably move on from Teddy, draft a quarterback, and they're probably gonna fire their head coach.
Yeah, who's
And
the backup
then
now? They had Drew Lock. He's a backup now, but like he was kind of like they're really high on him last year coming into this year. Like John Elway was real high on him. Then they got Teddy Bridgewater because they lost faith in Drew Lock. But now if they lose faith in Teddy Bridgewater, it's like you said, like do they again draft another QB? I know Drew Lock wasn't a high pick, it was like third or fourth round. But like, do they, go in the first round? And this year is not really strong on QBs, so it's like, where do they go from here? Like, do they take a chance on one of the QBs coming out this year, or do they try to get a veteran that's in the market? Yeah, it's like
mm,
interesting
yeah,
to see where they go with the QB situation.
yeah, the Broncos situation seems very cloudy, man. Just you like I don't know where they proceed. Like I don't know how they go where they go from here. Um and how it's gonna help them. So we'll see, man. We'll
Yeah.
see.
And like I mentioned with the Eagles, like I picked them to like win. If more games than people thought that they would this year. I thought Carson Wentz. I said
Hmm.
that Jalen Hurts is gonna have a game where he struggles, games where he plays well. So I just need him to play consistent. But like you said, he has a bright future. And so, like you said, like they keep winning a few games. Maybe they sneak into the playoffs. We never know. He might go on a run. But I'm really excited to see him play this year. And like you said, he's still under that rookie type of like number of games played. He's still
Hmm.
like you can still consider him in terms of rookie in terms of the games he started. And so yeah, so he's playing pretty good for the games he's played so far. And yeah, hopefully he keeps playing well the rest of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. Hoping, yeah, that he only further gets better, man. Like I said, I've been a big Jalen Hurts fan, just from his whole story, man. It's motivational, man. It's inspirational. Again, the man was the man at Alabama, coming in his freshman year, taking over that strong Alabama team, getting to the national championship. Again, I believe they lost to Clemson back when they had Deshaun Watson one year, but then beat them another year. So he was present for those times. He was the quarterback at the helm, and then Tua comes in, sparks a quarterback controversy, eventually wins that competition, and Jalen Hurts is a backup. Again, he's had to go through adversity. So again, just being that backup within Alabama for a year, he decides it's time to enter the transfer portal, goes to Oklahoma, shows that I'm able to pass the ball. I'm able to do what NFL teams would ask of me if I were to be drafted. Again, has a amazing year at Oklahoma. you know um, um, was a finalist for the Heisman, gets drafted in the second round to Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, like his story is just, it's just he's one of those dudes you want to root for. He's never ever he's never doubted himself. He always had belief in himself, and he just shows to be a straight dog, man. And that's what it's easy to be a fan of him, bro. So again, I just hope to see that he sees success within the NFL, and he further progresses. Again, what he showed so far, like I don't know how you doubt this man for real. So
Yeah, like I hope that they give him like 2-3 years to develop at least. Like you said, like he has a lot of potential. Yeah, like he's been through a lot. You can tell like he's good with battling adversity. And so definitely, like you said, like even coming to Philadelphia, backing up Carson Wentz, and and impressing the coaches or the staff and management that they should go with him to be the starter. And get rid of Carson Wentz.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I hope they give him time to develop. Like I hate when like teams bail on QBs too early, especially since players that have potential. Like you said, like we both really believe in Jalen Hurts, and so hopefully he gets entire this season, entire next season to show what he can do. And yeah, I would like to see him shore up that offensive line some more, so he's able to show up some more. There's in the pocket and outside the pocket, and yeah, so I'm really excited for Philly going forward.
Yeah, for sure. I guess we'll touch up on this final game within the week 10 just to wrap up, some of the recaps that we've had. So, I mean, Chiefs and the Raiders, I know we were both talking about, I know the both of them being middle of the pack teams and how they've been playing. Um, yeah, that was Sunday night's football's game. Chiefs brought that out. They actually played really well. The score was 41-14. The Chiefs, um, man, I don't know where the Raiders went in that game, man. I don't know. They disappeared. I was wondering, but yeah, I mean, I guess it was a good bounce back game for Patrick Mahomes. I've been shitting on Patrick Mahomes a little bit this year. Um, but he proved to get back to, like he showed that he was able to get back to basics, get his fundamentals down packed, try to tone it down less on the crazy backyard football type of stuff. I mean, he still had some of that within the game. I mean, he had a couple left-handed throws, a couple escaping the pocket and throwing across the field, but it actually worked out for him, and it worked out against the Raiders. Also, man, the Chiefs defense miraculously showed up this game too. I don't even know, like they've been not like apparent throughout the whole season, and then they decided to show up against Derek Carr. And yeah, man, they just all came together in the three facets of the game, and they were successful. One play that kind of cheesed me too is the Raiders felt like they solved their deep threat problem by getting Deshaun Jackson off of his release from the Rams. And first catch that Deshaun Jackson has as a Raider. I mean, it was a nice catch down the field. He can still take the top off of a defense, but as soon as he caught it, he fumbled it, and it was a turnover for the Chiefs. So I mean, that was just like a face palm moment. It was just a shake my head, like it just nothing went right for the Raiders, man. Nothing.
Yeah, like the Raiders, like you said, like definitely like a weird team. Like they still have to figure out. Like I said, trying to incorporate Deshaun Jackson to the offense, and yeah, like is that Derek Carr plays well one week, other week he plays average, and so yeah, they just haven't been consistent. On the other end, you have Kansas City. They've started to play well the last few games. So looks like they might go on a little streak here, is what I believe. I think they'll win the next 2-3 games, hopefully. Start like a little bit of a winning streak. Patrick Mahomes, like you said, like struggling. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's his family. It's a lot of distractions and this that." I'm like, no, he's just struggling. Like the man can have one struggle year. Like it has to be like some type of like controversy. Like nah, like this man's been playing lights out since he joined as a rookie. Like who does that? Like
Yeah.
like yeah. So yeah, I think they're gonna win a lot more games this season. I think they're gonna be fine. The playoffs are gonna be interesting, like you said. Like the Titans and the Bills, and you also have the Ravens. So it's like I think it's those four teams. So it's interesting to see where they end up, how they play towards the end of the season in the AFC. Yeah, it's definitely like even in their own division with the Chargers, like do they even win their division? We'll see how both teams play out the rest of the season. But yeah, like Patrick Mahomes played well. I like the first touchdown to Tyreek Hill. That was nice. And so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, how the Chiefs played this season. Like I like the way they responded. Like they scored, and the Raiders went down. They scored. then from there the Chiefs responded again and they scored and they just finished off the game like that. So I like how the way they responded, especially the defense. Like you said, the defense was giving up bare points. Like their safeties, like what's his name? Sorensen's hasn't been playing well the last like 4 or 5 games. It's kind of weird. Like a lot of teams have been picking on him, especially when Sorensen gets in the slot and he has to guard like a slot receiver. They've been picking on him a little bit on one-on-one matchups. But yeah, like they played well yesterday. So if they can play like that the rest of the season, they're going to be good going into playoffs. But yeah, they kind of short their defense, kept the points down, and that's the way they played last year. So hopefully they can keep that momentum going.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm still not that hopeful for the Chiefs, but we'll see. Again, it was a nice bounce back victory, but man, you never know with them. You really never know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I mean, we can kind of just close out things pertaining to, like, we can probably just speak about, who we think is gonna win between the Rams and the 49ers, who you got for our Monday night game. The game actually just started, man. Kickoff already happened. So definitely, we definitely want to make these predictions quick and kind of see what's gonna happen. So I'll start off with you, bro. Who do you think is going to take tonight's game?
I think Jimmy G still hurt. Trey Lance starting, right?
Now I have no clue.
Jimmy G, like I think either way, I'm going Rams. Yeah, like they're stacked, bro. Von Miller's coming back. Odell Beckham. Like I think Rams. I think it's gonna be a close game, closer than people think. You said Jimmy G's playing. It might go down to the fourth quarter. I'm definitely choosing the Rams, to take this game. No questions. Could be another upset, but maybe the Rams are the better team, the deeper team that's on the road right now. They have a great record, great team. So I'm going Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go with the Rams too. Just due to the fact, again, Matthew Stafford is just an elite quarterback. They have Odell. It seemed like they started targeting him early because he has 1 reception for 5 yards so far. So they're trying to get him the ball. But apparently the last play that occurred, Matthew Stafford was trying to force it to Odell and threw interception. So, so I mean, of course you're gonna have those growing pains. I mean, like this is the first game that they have Odell. They're just trying to get his feet wet and try to get him going. But yeah, there's going to be a couple mistakes, but I feel like LA is going to overcome those mistakes and they're ultimately going to pull it out against San Fran. No matter if Jimmy G is playing or Trey Lance, it's going to be a W for LA. So I'm with you on that one.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Trying to get this up before the game started. Like you said, like we're going both choosing the LA Rams, and we'll get back to our regular schedule. This Friday or Saturday, put out the podcast before the game starts, so you guys can make a prediction with us and see our results like usual. I'm still up 5, I believe. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I don't forget that.
Of course not. Why would you, right? Well, again, hopefully I'm due to make the greatest comeback of all time. If we get our podcast done Saturday or Friday, whatever day this week, I'm gonna make some great picks. Hopefully I get a sweep and we back on equal 11 playing field now.
All right. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, comment, do not forget to subscribe or like, trying to get these numbers up.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Keep the traffic coming our way, as I keep saying. Yeah, we appreciate all of y'all. We appreciate the support. Again, it's your boy Josh, and you already know it's my dude Denver. Yeah, we're gonna keep this content coming for you guys. So again, peace and blessings.
And love.
You already know.
All right, yo.